I expect to see a Legion's ring somewhere in the Supergirl movie. I'm excited.
Speaking
I've
of
not been.
rings, speaking of rings, the next one on deck is Green
You had
Lantern.
you just had to. I was gonna say I've not been excited about rings in a long time. All right,
I think
let's get to it.
Uncle Black about to go off after this trailer, but we will watch it and see where we are. He looks so excited.
This has Ryan Reynolds in it, right?
Don't make
Please.
it green or animated.
All right, pause.
Yeah. Yes.
Pause.
You already got something to say. Let's go.
We've been training for months and I haven't even worn the ring yet. How did he get chosen if he hasn't worn the ring?
That's a deflection from Green Lantern lore, ain't it?
Oh! Hal Jordan didn't train John Stewart. John Stewart was chosen because Hal Jordan was off world. And Hal Jordan was a lot younger. All right. I will try not. I'm just gonna just sit here.
No. Like
Just
I'm
go play.
perfectly
Just
cool. I'm perfectly cool with the breakdown. Let's go.
play.
Is to protect
That
people.
suit is dark green. The show is dark.
Your time is up.
I do like that line. That's funny. I understand the reference. I get it.
I do.
So talk to me.
Holy cannoli. Number one, like I said, the ring chooses you. You wear the ring. You are, second of all, Hal Jordan doesn't train them. Kilowog does. Omar Ray helps. And the other lanterns on Oa. Number three, and I'm going to skip to that last line. The ring fucking translates for them. Hal Jordan. Number four. Hal Jordan never says I'm Hal Jordan Green Lantern because he wears a domino mask. Only two lanterns that I know of that I can remember show their identity. John Stewart after a while, and Guy Gardner. Maybe Jessica Cruz. I'm not 100% sure. All other lanterns on other planets of other sectors don't wear a mask because they don't care who knows who they are. But on Earth, it's different. Three, that lantern looks like Alan Scott's lantern. Unless they're investigating why Alan Scott is killed and dead, and that's why they're holding the lantern, that's what this better be about, because it looks like the town that Alan Scott would live in, which would bring us his kids, Jade.
I think you saw something a lot of people didn't see. I think you're reading something. I don't think you're wrong, but that's a very good point. I think most people that saw the lantern was like, well, it's Green Lantern, but I don't think that was done on accident. I do think it's an Alan Scott reference for sure. It's how far they're going to go with it. It's just a reference, and because sometimes superhero movies will combine other characters with characters, and that's known to be done. Marvel does it too.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the Alan Scott angle more.
I do, because Alan Scott was retconned. We all know that Alan Scott was Green Lantern, but different Green Lantern because of Chinese and blah 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 blah. But then he got retconned, and he's still similar. However, his ring altered his DNA. But you could work with that because it's Alan Scott. And they're solving Alan Scott's murder. And that's what I think what they need to go with. I know we have a Sinestro. I believe there's an Atrocitus. I'm hoping there's not, but I don't see this show going past one season. Not because it's bad. I'm not going to say because it's bad, but because I think that the fact that you have Aaron Pierre already being discussed being in Superman Man of Tomorrow as Green Lantern, where's that going to leave Kyle Chandler?
I don't think he survives this season. I don't think he survives this season of the Lanterns.
Okay, but we're not there yet for him not to survive. I could see how they get around that, but you better mention Carol and what happened between him and Carol also.
Either he doesn't survive or he loses his power.
Unless you're going with an Injustice vibe of Hal Jordan. That I'll buy. You're going with an Injustice. I'm not liking it, but I'll accept it. Kyle Chandler is probably his biggest role because he's that guy that you've seen in every freaking other movie and you don't know who he is.
Friday Night Lights, yeah, TV shows.
The Rip, just recently. Like he's that guy that that's in everything. But honestly, I like the casting. I just think that Hal Chandler is perfect for Hal Jordan when we got to that version of Hal Jordan. We do know Nathan Fillion's gonna be in the series somewhere somehow. That's the episode that I'm dying to see those hands popping up out of the ground again because I love that. Pierre, perfect Jon Stewart. I'm not gonna take it away. Suit in a closet. I'm not. No, that better not be any of their suits because the suit in the closet does not work with me. And I think that James Gunn is smart enough to mess with us, and that was in the closet because it's not theirs.
Somebody like pretending to be a lantern, maybe.
No, I was gonna say it's Alan Scott, but Alan Scott's had a cape and he had the high collar and he had the little red. No, it's not his either. I don't know, but it better not be either one of theirs.
Because I took it as, well, time to take the suit out again. Like it was like a Hal Jordan sort of thing. That's how I took it in the trailer as. Like, like time to show this young one how it's done sort of thing.
The suit stays on you. The suit's part of the ring.
Yeah, it is. For sure, no doubt.
And so here's another problem. When Hal takes off, which he does all this, dude, you're not fighting gravity. The ring lifts you up and levitates you, but you also have a green aura around you
There
because
was no green aura. And the other problem I have with this as well is you've already set a tone for what lanterns are or what lanterns look like with Guy Gardner.
yes,
This show is the complete opposite of what we got in Superman, as far as this like guy using the ring. The vibrance of the vibrance of like when Hal Jordan was using the ring in this trailer was a lot darker than what Guy was. Like you're gonna have to explain that. Like, why is everything so toned down here?
muted. It's muted. And maybe they're going somewhere. Maybe there's a season 2 and a season 3, and maybe that's how we get the parallax. And then you turn it into a movie.
But that's one of the main problems I had with the trailer was like it doesn't seem like it's in the same universe as Guy.
It doesn't. It's dark. This is so dark, and Guy is honestly,
The
Guy
suit
was a
wasn't even the
jerk.
same.
No, well, no, that makes that's okay. That's okay because Guy went with a different suit because he was a high school coach. It's up to the Lantern whether they want to change the suit
So you're not
or
mad about
not.
that. You're not mad
I'm
about
not
that.
mad about that because each Lantern you could go with the traditional suit, but Hal Jordan went with the traditional. Jon Stewart went with the traditional without the domino. Then you had Guy Gardner who didn't. Then you had Kyle Rayner who didn't. Jessica Cruz went back to it. Simon Baz didn't with his face mask. It's not even a domino. It's like a Iron Man mask
Like a
almost.
full-face
So
mask, man.
yeah, so I'm not mad about it because you could kind of do what you want, and then you have Mogo, who's a giant planet who can't wear a suit. He just has a giant Green Lantern around him. So I'm not mad about the suits because it's up to them to choose how their suit looks. I'm hoping Hal Jordan has the white boots, white gloves, and I'm hoping they keep the lore that number one, his ring makes him invincible, and number two, his ring can create other rings. However, he better not be the one that chose Jon Stewart because that's not the case. And I would like to see the Guardians. And we're not going to, unless it's at the last episode. But by this point, we know Sinestro is a Yellow Lantern. Better be. And just keep it at that. Keep it simple. In order for this to succeed in my mind, now I'm going to cream my pants. I don't care. It's Green Lantern. So I'm going to be mad, but I'm still going to cream my pants. But in order for this to succeed, you need to hit certain things. Sinestro's a Yellow Lantern at this point in time. We see the Guardians. We see Oa. We see Kilowog. You don't need to give us a lot, but there's certain things that you need to hit in order to be successful. And if you're going to keep it in TV series, then you spend your money, and this is why they're on Earth, but you spend your budget on the good shit, and
Mhm.
they really need to.
And maybe they're saving that stuff. Maybe that's part of this, or maybe like this some of that stuff is in those scenes, but they took it out for the trailer because they wanted people to be like, "Oh my god," when they're actually watching the show. I don't know if I would agree with that logic, but I know it's been done before. People have
Yeah,
been admitted from trailers before.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
thinking about Spider-Man, right? Completely taken out of the scene,
yeah.
for the surprise factor. So
Mm,
the
Well,
more and more the more and more I watch this trailer, the more and more I think that Vandal Savage is not a pipe dream. I think that there's a good chance that he has something to do in this show.
we really need that sound effect. But yes, I'm thinking that this is where we're heading. He's the ultimate bad for phase one or whatever we're heading to. But I think, and I just quickly thought about this in my mind, and I had to wrap my mind around this. We could get a Blackest Night out of this without Superman dying. We could. Would it work? Yes.
I don't know if you do that so early.
You can't. You shouldn't. James Gunn, please listen to us. Don't wait. You have 10 years to get there. That's your back pocket of your phase 7, 8. That you'll get people to come to if you wait it out. I think Vandal Savage is what you go with. I'm almost willing. When does this come out? In August?
I think that's what it said.
I don't want to commit now. You might get an episode. Yeah,
Recap.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to, yeah, because I'm gonna be so angry, and I know it now. I know it now because,
You got Aaron Pierre almost getting you to like Jon Stewart. So don't mess this up.
oh my God, that's what they've done. That's the conspiracy theory of that they're getting me to like Jon Stewart. Like, so I'll say this: car over the cliff scene. Only way that works is if we see like a little green blurb just coming out of the car. That's the only way that works. Jon Stewart levitates out of it. But if that's where they're going and getting me to like Jon Stewart, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just here for the temporary interim Green Lantern because Jon Stewart still sucks.
But right in the beginning, so people who just like know the basics about Green Lantern, you already start off on a bad foot this trailer because you're just like, like I'm training you and I found you, and like Hal Jordan's speech to Jon Stewart, it's just like, wait a minute, this is not the ring chooses, not you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't.
I don't know about this. I mean, like they're on a football field, Friday Night Lights, type vibes again. But it's playing in my background now, and the Guardians are at the bar, and then we see the suit. Which, unless he saved, hold on, I'll come back to that because I had another thought, and I'm sorry we're spending so much time on this, but the reason that motel sign, they focused on that for a reason,
Yes.
and the O on the motel sign was glowing, like flickering, and I'm kind of curious to know why. That has me curious, but now the other thought, I'm trying to think of a name, and that's why I'm like lost for words. That's none of their suits. I think Cal Jordan had that suit. He was holding on to it because it's not his. It's not John's. It's Abin Sur's. That's what it reminds me of. That's what the suit reminds me of. It's kind of like maybe he keeps it in his closet as a reminder of why he got the ring and reminder of Abin Sur. One last note before we move on, at least before I move on. I do hope that they do chime into the banter between Hal Jordan and Jerkface, Guy Gardner, and who was chosen first. I hope they get into that little banter because technically, as much as I don't want to admit it, but it still wasn't Jon Stewart, so I'll admit it. Technically, Guy Gardner was chosen first. But because Guy Gardner was not as close to Abin Sur Hal Jordan was chosen first. It's kind of like a catch-22. Who was the first Earth Green Lantern? Who was chosen first? It's a play of how do you want to look at it?
Technicalities.
Yeah.
Technicality.
Technicality. Ring chose Guy Gardner, but he was too far, so we went with Hal Jordan. So Hal Jordan was technically the first chosen, although Guy Gardner was just too far away. So I hope they play that little banter because I would love to see Nathan Fillion play around with that whole sentence. That's all I got to say. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah. And I can honestly see like it'd be a lot like not necessarily maybe throwing in episodes, but as far as like physically, I can see like a lot of like these conversations happening, phone conversations and stuff like that, and like so that way like Nathan Fillion doesn't really have to show up on set, sort of thing.
Yeah. Save
You
money.
know,
Save money for the budget.
exactly. So like I see that happening, but no. What are you guys thinking about a Green Lantern? Let us know in the comments. I'm excited just because it's a Green Lantern show. I'm gonna give it a chance. I do worry about tone though, just because it is a dramatic difference from what we got with Superman as far as what this world is supposed to be. But hopefully in the trailer that's explained. Like I understand different directors are gonna have different tones. I mean, different Marvel movies have different tones to some point, but there's enough of a through line with Marvel movies that as far as tone goes that like you can still tell they're in the Marvel universe. And then I get the vibe with this Lantern trailer that this was in the DC universe. Oh, what do you guys feel?